guys, my name is Rori, and you are listening to Rori's Room, the podcast where we discuss anything and everything life throws at us. Welcome to Season 3, More Than Just a Job. I am sitting down with creatives and professionals who are chasing and shaping the work that they have always wanted to do. This season is all about sharing different perspectives from different fields and revealing just how those paths might have changed them along the way. This week, we are sitting down with indie filmmaker and assistant director Aminee Hoff. In her 2 episodes, Aminee discusses how she was first introduced to the world of creating and the importance of passion and prioritization in filmmaking. Without further ado, let's meet Aminee. So how are you, Aminee?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Got some good news today with apartment hunting, which is really cool.
Yay! I'm looking for an apartment too, so I hope that I had the same luck as you.
Apartment hunting, I've moved a lot of different times in my life, but I have never experienced this in-depth and time-consuming apartment hunting. I don't know if you've had the same experience, but it's definitely not for the weak-minded.
It's really not. No. Especially like the comparing, making sure that I actually have the right place. I get very fed up on that.
Yeah. I also think the whole system is just a little corrupt because tell me why I have to be making 3 times the rent a month. It's
right?
Also, as a college student, do you know who you're talking to?
Right. Know your audience.
Yes, exactly.
The housing market, bad.
Yes. That's another episode, but
that's a whole nother thing.
But yeah. So first things first, one thing I like to do in these episodes, Aminee, is a thing I like to call weekly favorites. And for this weekly favorites, I thought that it would be best to recommend movies. And I know that you have plenty of favorite movies, so I thought it would make it a little bit easier for you and give you 2 to select.
Okay, good. Because I would go off on a tangent.
Yes. No, I love it though. I'm the same way. So the first category is favorite nostalgic movie, and the second category is favorite cinematic masterpiece.
Okay. So nostalgic movie is super easy. I would pick the Scooby-Doo live action movies. The problem is that I can't pick between 1 or 2. I think I would pick the second one, Monsters Unleashed. That one I watched growing up every time I was sick. And the first one had the scary monsters in it that I was terrified of, and I refused to watch for 10 years. But now I really think they're cool. I like Scooby-Doo. Anyway, the second one, cinematic masterpiece. Yeah. It's so hard. There's so many that I could think of. I usually choose my Letterboxd top 4, and in there is either When Harry Met Sally or Dead Poet Society. And I think I'm gonna have to go with When Harry Met Sally right now, because rip Rob Reiner, rest in peace.
Oh my gosh. When I heard about that, as a big New Girl fan, I was crushed. Especially with the context of his death, it was
heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, yes.
Him and his wife, who he wrote the movie for, he changed the ending because he met her and fell in love with her.
I'm gonna cry. We're only 4 minutes in this recording and I'm already gonna start crying.
There's still so much more time, and we're gonna cry eventually.
Yes.
Just start now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a really good choice. I chose the Scooby-Doo Spooky Island movie.
Oh my gosh, I love that one.
I knew there was a possibility that you would say it too, so I didn't write much on it because I knew you were probably gonna write it too.
I could go off on it.
I feel like there's just, ever since watching this as a kid, I feel like there just has been very few movies that could actually compete with the nostalgic part of it.
Yeah.
It didn't even have to be an amazing film,
who cares?
Quality and CGI, but it's just got something about it that just makes me feel comforted, despite there being extreme monsters that were scary to me as a kid. But I was just
they were terrifying
the whole time. Yeah.
But that's the fun part. Is it was made for kids. To quote, do you know the interview where it's kind of a meme where they're interviewing the cast, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays Daphne, she's giving a very in-depth answer of like this movie is great, for kids and adults, and there's so many like things and factors. And then Freddie Prinze Jr., who plays Freddie, is like, it's a talking dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do know what you mean, Freddie. I do, because it's a good movie in both senses. It's like it's really well crafted, but then it's also like it's just is a fun movie that anyone can appreciate.
I agree. My cinematic movie, on the other hand, it is also very traumatic, but weirdly comforting. One of my comfort movies. But I feel like a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but I have always been a big fan of the Blair Witch movie. Not only have you seen that?
Okay, I haven't seen it, which people will probably tear me apart for because I make so many horror movies. But I've heard so many great things. Like I know how it was made, and that's insane to me, which I really respected.
I highly recommend you watch it, especially as an independent filmmaker, because
I know
it could be easily done as a film, like a low budget film.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The thing that really captures me is the fact that if you know film, you know that everything in a film is very intentional. So the way that they handheld the camera was just the entire time was just so intentional, and it added obviously a level of instability to the movie, which obviously
it goes with the vibe so well.
It fits with the vibe so well. Sometimes I've had trouble writing and feeling creative and stuff, and funny enough, I've never felt uncreative after either having Blair Witch on in the background or watching it and then writing after. So it's interesting. I remember one specific time in 2020, this was the fall, so perfect vibes, spooky vibes.
Totally.
I just picked up I think it was a hazelnut chai, dirty chai. Hot one, of course, because
it's fall.
And then I sat down and wrote 16 pages in the span of 2 hours, and it was so nice because weirdly, usually I can never have something on in the background without maybe it's my ADHD mind, but I always get distracted. But this time I did it, and it's just always had that effect for me.
Yeah, there's certain movies where they enhance the vibe, and I love that's the one that works for you.
It's funny. It's because weirdly, a lot of my comfort movies are kind of traumatizing. If you look deep into Coraline, have you?
Love, of course.
Love.
Well, it's a beautifully made movie, and there's so much lore behind it. Everyone can get into that one.
I haven't even went down that rabbit hole yet, but I'm kind of scared. Because what if I actually terrified of the movie? Because there are some super deep themes in that.
I know. But that's what makes it so cool. People act that animation is a lowbrow form of cinema, but it's so time consuming and so well made, and there's so much thought that goes into it that people don't give enough credit for.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine being an artist like that, because I wouldn't even know where to start. I've always just done stuff with a camera in person.
Yeah.
With stuff that's already on the screen. Even stuff with CGI blows my mind, because what is the foundation like? Where do you start? How do you build that up?
Right.
Which is something I'd be curious in exploring if I had went to a bigger film school, but I went to UW Whitewater, which is a journalism-based school. So, I don't know. Sometimes I think about what could have been, but at the same time, I'm pretty proud with where I've come.
And if you ever change your mind, we can always go back to it. There's always time to learn. Time to learn more skills. You have a whole lifetime.
Exactly. I think that's a great way to wrap up the favorites category too. Moving into early inspirations, we are going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
One thing that I wanted to talk about is I have met a lot of people who grew up loving film their entire lives. But ironically, myself, as a student in film, I actually haven't watched a lot of classic movies. So when we were first talking, I hadn't seen any of the movies that you had suggested, and I also haven't seen any of the movies besides Scooby-Doo that you recommended in this.
That's all.
Podcast.
That's all you need.
That's it. Yeah, growing up, did you find yourself watching movies a lot, or were you occupied doing other things?
Growing up when I was a kid, I was a chronic rewatcher.
Love me with Twilight and Titanic.
Oh my god, Titanic as a kid?
Girl, I would be 13 and I would sob, ugly cry, watching the credits, and I'd be like, okay, restart. It's ridiculous.
I love
there was
that.
something going on, something undiagnosed.
The woman you are, the consistency is great. I can tell you that I have word from my father that I did this, is that I did that same thing with Scooby-Doo. So that's why it's my nostalgia movie, is that I would rewatch that every single day, over and over again. And I still will. That's a threat.
That's a promise.
That's a threat. I will be doing it. It's not on any streaming services, by the way, guys. It comes and goes.
DVDs. I love DVDs.
I know I need the DVD. I have a DVD player. I don't have a DVD. Life is bad. So physical media can't get behind.
I actually recommend. So the podcast that will take place right before yours, I recommended physical media copies in that.
Bring it back. We're doing it again.
Even if you have like a Xbox, I think PlayStation also accepts like DVD.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a big DVD thrifter, and so I think I have Blair Witch on it. I have all the Amanda Bynes movies from like the 90s.
Oh my god, classic.
And then I've got a bunch of like Christmas movies.
There's something so cozy about a Christmas movie on DVD.
Yeah.
Oh,
one of my favorite things is the menu screen where it like has like a little star or something bouncing around. You have to select the bonus scenes. And
On the Scooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo menu screen is just Scooby-Doo, and he's just like keeps popping up. There's like a castle behind him, and then he's just like, Scooby-Doo, and he just keeps going forever. I'll listen to it. I don't care. I'll keep listening to it. I feel like there was a topic we were actually talking about. Not Scooby-Doo.
We're getting sidetracked.
If you keep giving me the opportunity, I'll keep bringing it up.
What were your favorite films and shows to watch when you were growing up?
Okay, yeah, Scooby-Doo. Okay, I would watch the live-action Peter Pan from like 2001, I think it was.
Girl, don't even get me started about that movie.
Get me started.
I don't think it didn't get as much publicity as it should have. Like I was absolutely obsessed with that movie, and especially when it became like when they came to Wendy's house. Favorite part, honestly, like it was just I can't even.
It was beautiful.
I've never met a single person who has actually know what movie I was talking about for some reason.
Oh, it's so good. I had a crush on Peter Pan when I was a kid.
Who
so I was like
Peter Pan in that movie?
Oh, Jeremy something. Jeremy S.
Miller, but that's not the one.
Jeremy S. But then I know for a fact that Mr. Darling is played by Lucius Malfoy.
Jeremy Sumpter.
And he's getting back into filmmaking right now. And he's trying to filmmake with the girl who played Wendy.
Oh, amazing.
They're so cute.
Since you mentioned Lucius Malfoy, have you noticed that Tom Felton played Lucius Malfoy in I think it's The Cursed Child?
I've seen, yeah. Oh, I have. He's a part of it. I am. I still am not a J.K. Rowling fan, for the record.
Oh, of course.
We support trans rights. But no, I have been seeing that, and I am following up with the HBO series. I'm very intrigued, not negative or positively. Just keeping an eye on it.
Good and bad reviews so far. I haven't seen it myself though.
There's just like a whole lot of like just voices around like Snape's character and how that fits into the story.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I saw something where they recast Snape, obviously because Alan Rickman passed away.
My man.
But I'm pretty sure I saw something where it was like whoever they casted looks nothing like Snape.
Well, yeah, so they cast a black actor as Snape. Lovely, wonderful. He looks amazing. There's just the problem around the storyline is that like he was like the kid in school that like James Potter like bullied, and like is like the only like black character now in the story, along with Kingsby Shackleford, whatever his name was, which also has, J.K. Rowling was very racist in her writings, and it still is reflected today, which is why it's like kind of like a big thing that they made like the only like bullied character, like he's kind of like Harry Potter hates him,
but it was not well drafted, well thought about.
Yeah, lots of stereotypes. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. I hope that another generation can get to experience the magic that we had growing up. I just hope that it's all in positive terms.
Same.
We'll see.
How about now? Do you feel like you keep up with classic films and media?
No. There's still so many films I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen, like, The Godfather.
Me neither.
One of my teachers had to force me to watch Jaws.
Same. I had to watch it on an image class. It's crazy being a film student and like going to class, and then sometimes my teacher, shout out Brian Lucas, he'll like, okay, how many of you have seen this movie? The entire class raises their hands, and I'm just sitting there with crickets.
I know. Like, I'm here to talk about Scooby-Doo, and everyone's like, oh yeah, like The Godfather. I'm like, right, no, for sure. I'm trying to talk about Dog and Dog here, okay? No, dude, going to film school, you know, you come into contact with like film bros, and they'll be like, oh, like Donnie Darko, which was I did see that movie, it was fine, and like The Godfather and like Hacksaw Ridge and Green Mile, or, you know, things like that. And that's again one of those things where I'm like, okay, so we're seeing very male focused cinema as being the ones that are like deemed as like cinematic and, you know, Oscar worthy and things.
And there's a damsel in the...
Well, right. Like, that's not what I deem as to be like a classic form of cinema. It's misogynistic. I'm not here to I guess encourage those kinds of things. I will watch them for, you know, studying and intrigue. Like, I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen any of like Quentin Tarantino's movies. So I shouldn't judge before I watch. So I won't say anything publicly. There is judgment.
Like, obviously, like, it is a lot of male-dominated stuff, but I think there are good things to pull out of each thing. Like, in my classes, they would always reference Pulp Fiction for like like the 180 rule or chase scenes, stuff like dialogue scenes, pretty much just like good stuff. But like at the same time, I don't think any of that does cancel out the misogyny in a lot of movies.
Well, right.
It should be talked about.
It's good to view it as like a research kind of purpose, and I'm very intrigued about, you know, learning about it and all of that. But I also think that we need to take that with a grain of salt and be able to learn from it, and then learn how to utilize those tactics without the same kinds of themes that they had in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you into acting as a kid, or even theater?
I did theater for a long time. I did it middle school through college.
I feel like a lot of people consider, like, just if you're in film, a lot of people just assume you're a theater kid.
A lot of the times they're right.
Yeah, I am one exception.
It's a pipeline. It's a gateway drug.
I've actually never stepped foot on a stage other than school concerts growing up.
Yeah, I did choir too.
I was in band and choir, and I grew up in just like a small town that like didn't even have an auditorium. Like we had like 6 gyms, but not an auditorium.
No.
That was a whole other story. But like, I remember watching like the show choir, which was kind of like a little middle ground between like the regular arts, like band and choir, and then theater. And everything was kind of looped in, but I actually never dabbled with it. But I'm always like I always admire the people who actually were in theater, because it's a skill that is pretty important, especially in this industry, and especially if you don't have the talent that you need to film something. Like if you don't have the number of people that you need on set, you can very easily step in. But every single time that I have to do it, I'm like hyperventilating. So I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to go on camera. And then when I finally get on camera, I have to have like at least like two minutes where I'm like, okay, like stop laughing. It's not that funny. Just like, you don't even have any lines. Just chill out.
That is so like the problem with like independent cinema, is that like when you're making it yourself, especially if you don't have any friends to do it with, is that you often have to be in front of the camera yourself. Yeah.
What was your experience with theater?
Oh, well, I started in middle school. I had just recently like transferred schools, and the one friend I made at the new school was like, I'm gonna try out for this like musical, like do you want to come join me? And I was like, yeah, my only friend's asking me to do something with her, like I would love that. And so I go on audition. It was always something that I had wanted to do. I remember as a kid I had been like, oh, when I grow up I want to be like a famous actor, like I want to like be on stage, like things like that. I wanted to be famous. I was a drama queen.
But I
Dreams have changed a little bit, but all in all, still the same kind of girl I am. But anyway, middle school, I got into my first musical, and I loved it, and I think I did so many productions. Since then, I think I did 2 or 3 a year, because I was so in love with it. All of my friends did it. It was like all of my friends were in choir and theater, and we'd spend like 24 hours a day together. It would be like the time that we got to school, and then we'd do 8 hours of school with the choir and rehearsals. And then after school would be there another 8 hours rehearsing. So we'd be together for like this full chunk of the day. I would see them more than my own family. I think that's when you start to realize like making art with your friends is so valuable. And I was in theater. I did like ensemble for a lot of it. So I was, again, like working with a group of really talented and creative individuals and practicing with them every day. And then eventually I think I got to the point where I didn't want to be on stage as much anymore. And I got to practice more behind the scenes. I got to stage manage and help with the production, which I ended up really liking. I got to kind of help put on the show rather than be the show, and see other people do the kinds of things that I had been doing for years. And knowing that it brought me joy, I could see how much joy it brought them. And I think that's kind of how I got to the point where I wanted to do film, where I didn't care too much to be the center, but I wanted to help other people make these kinds of art that I had been wanting to make.
That's really inspiring. I think personally, I very much admire people who can be on stage. Like I said, not my cup of tea, but I've always been someone who likes working behind the scenes. Like if I had to pick something, it would definitely be editing. But like,
oh God,
production, you don't like editing?
I hate it. I've always hated it. I'm not good at technology. That's why I'm assistant director, is that I can't deal with the camera, I can't deal with the computer. So I really give props to you and anybody else who does those things, because without you, we'd have nothing. But I could never.
The assisting directing is all yours, because
I'll take it any day.
I don't know. I've directed a little bit recently, but ever since it's been like a year since I've directed, and showing up on set, even if it's just for like a commercial promo, sometimes I just forget that people can't see the vision that's in my head. Or even like a good script, obviously you'd be able to know what is just by reading it. However, I feel like there's just some stuff that can't be conveyed in writing. And even it's super hard even to convey in like just like telling people, because like obviously you have this image that you want portrayed on screen, but then you have to somehow figure out how to get it on the set and then convey it to the camera. It's like it's so difficult. So like
it is, but the way that, and this is why it's okay for like people to have like different skills, because I love that. I love that you can do that, and I want to make sure that happens for you, which is why I like doing the job that I have, because I can't have that vision. And I'm very narrow vision, I guess. Like, sometimes have troubles seeing the bigger picture that you guys have, like in the editing especially. It's so hard for me to like get there and be like, this is how I want it to look. But that's why it's really important to have multiple people on set with those different skills, is that I can make that vision come true for you. You tell me what you need, and I'll be the one to make sure that it happens.
I also like, one thing I really admire about, I've always tried to work with like young actors, actresses, like, and my last film was a short miniseries, like 4 episodes with like 12 minutes for each episode. But like my goal with the whole project was to work with different people from all areas of campus, bring all their skills together, and like help them build their career, because I think it is important to support each other coming up in the industry. And I think another thing that's really important on set that I really value is, even when you have a narrow scope for directing or writing, or you think you know exactly what you want, someone can come up with an idea on the spot that's just life-changing. And it's amazing, because like you might not have thought about that yourself, but because this one person from finance is on your set, you now have this idea. It's great. It's very inspiring to see everyone build off each other.
I agree, and that's why, again, independent cinema is so important, is that you get to try a whole bunch of things and have open communication and creativity. It's so important to have like different like venues for like creativity to manifest together.
Absolutely. If you had to pick an early experience, either on or off set, on campus or in theater, that really pushed you toward your role in assistant directing, what would that be?
Well, I look back at this time when I was working primarily in school and on 48-hour film sets, and my director, Daniel Pico, I was in the car with him, and everybody at this point kind of had knew their role. Like, some of my friends were actors, some of my friends were like assistant cameras, and he was like, well, what do you want to do? And I go, I don't really know. So I'm in my early 20s in college, still trying to figure it out. I'm like, I really don't know.
You never really know what you want to do. I still am debating it myself. I'm a senior in college who is debating going to master's or trying to approach the job field after college.
Terrifying.
It's scary. Like, I have one semester left. I'm going to be a little bit of a super senior for a little bit, but like at the same time, like I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And then my junior year, I changed my major like 3 times. And now I'm like, okay, do I even want to do this? Like, how am I even going to get a job? And then of course there's the AI craze. Like it's constantly like making me question my career.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I changed my major a few times in college. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and things keep changing every day, every year. It's really hard to look in 5 years and know like what's going to be safe.
Yeah, I had to do a discussion post last night about this. I'm in this test class. It's like an AI class, AI and communication, and they've never done it before. But I genuinely feel like I'm going into psychosis because like I'm like doing these discussion posts, and like the assignment is, okay, tell me the ethical concerns of using AI in communication, but also ask ChatGPT what it thinks and then write that down. And I'm like, so I'm over here like, AI is damaging our water. When are we gonna like it's taking over our jobs? Like there's AI in communication is gonna like wipe off filmmakers from the planet.
Yeah.
And then of course it's like right after I like crash out, it's like, okay, put this prompt into ChatGPT and then have it write an outline for a 6-page essay.
No, right. Like knowing how much that takes out. Like, you want me to talk about the ethical situations and then proceed to be unethical. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I was genuinely...
That's terrifying.
I had to log off.
I think I would tweak out. I don't think I could move forward. But to be fair, some people are just using AI for both prompts, so at least you're only doing half of it.
Yeah, I guess. Gotta look at the positives.
Yeah, the bright side first.
You attended the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, right?
Yes, I did, for 4 years.
How did that environment support your path into film?
Well, I talked about how I had changed my major a few times. I had gone into it thinking I'd be in an early education major, and I switched over to business, and I still didn't think that I was quite in the right place. And I think that I was really missing the arts and creative side. Because, after high school, I was missing out on theater and choir, because those are things that you can do in college unless you're in the program, which is really, really tedious. And I knew that those weren't things that I wanted to do as a career. So I was still kind of looking for another outlet. And I had some friends I had another friend who was kind of going through the same thing. And we looked into some extracurriculars, like our student-run media organization. And so we kind of pulled ourselves into that and took on some more creative outlets that way, where we were able to take part more in like journalism, news, and production and film and things like that. And that's when I think things started to click a little bit more, where it's like, this makes more sense to me. For the person that I am and the things that I like to do. And so I started to get into the student-run media organization pretty high. We called it Pointer Studios. I think it went through a few names, but that's the one that I'm going to refer to it as. So I started out doing social media things, and then I realized that I liked it, and then I changed my major to media studies. I met the professors, shout out them, Kevin Obseth, Carrie Elza, Kelly Wills. They were such big points of support for me. They helped push me a little bit, get out of my comfort zone, made me work with groups of people that I didn't know before, foster new environments of creativity and responsibility in that field, watch movies like Jaws that I never would have seen otherwise. Carrie also helped me learn how to script write when I got into the major. I took her screenwriting classes, and I think these all really helped. It just made sense for me. It clicked with me, and I knew that I wanted to do it long term. I knew that I wanted to pursue more of a creative path than anything else. And those professors, they're all very kind. Kevin Alstats, the media professor, he was our faculty advisor for the student media organization. So he was there supporting and helping, but he also kind of let me lead the path in that way, where I got to try new things with that organization. He was there to kind of support, not pull, but push. My other professors, they helped enhance my skills. They helped me think critically about the media that I was consuming and also creating. And I think that was a really big support, along with all of the other friends that I had made in the major that all wanted to be creative. And Stevens Point isn't known for their arts and their media, things like that. But that's kind of what made us able to try those kinds of things, is that it wasn't like, there wasn't too much pressure. There wasn't any like strict formations. It was that we got to play around and just see what happened. I think that those were all like really big things and kind of forming who we were as filmmakers and artists.
I actually almost transferred to UWSP in the spring of 2023. Were you
really? Yeah, I graduated 2024.
Bro, can you imagine? I would have 100% joined the TV studio.
You should have.
Social media and stuff at UW Whitewater.
We would have been friends. We would have worked together. We would have
definitely run into each other, which I think is even crazier that we are now in connection now with like having like, that is crazy. I think
it's a small world in the Midwest arts.
I grew up pretty close to Stevens Point too. I grew up in Marshfield or Stratford, so it's like,
yeah, that's pretty close.
I don't know where those are unless you're from the area.
Yeah.
But I think about like, I always thought that Wausau and Stevens Point and like Rib Mountain were all like the same city, because
they basically are.
From someone who is from Stratford / Marshfield, it's like, I don't know, it's a small town. Stratford had like a Dollar General only after I graduated, and it was like they had nothing in that city.
That's
so like
insane.
Going to Wausau and Stevens Point and stuff, it was always a treat to just be in the environment. So it's like, I don't know, I think about that a lot, how I maybe would have done differently, but like at the same time, like you could do literally anything. Like there are so many different paths that you could go on, so it's like I try not to put myself down that rabbit hole because I feel like it's really gonna make me depressed.
There's an alternate version of Rori. Went to Stevens Point, did something different, but honestly you probably ended up in the same place anyway.
Yeah,
you are where you're meant to be.
As someone who had kind of similar path to you, I feel like we did a lot of similar things in terms of the TV station, so I'm especially like curious about your experiences with Pointer Studios and SPTV. How long did you work there?
I worked there for 2 or 3 years, maybe like 2.5, something like that. Because I was an early education major for a year, business major for like half a year. So I think probably my sophomore, like second semester, I got into it. I think I worked the first semester as social media manager, which is fun. It was fine. We were still kind of trying to assert ourselves as an organization, so it was kind of in the mix.
It's definitely important to cater to college kids, because even with like, you need your phone for pretty much now, like everything. I don't know if you had the same experience, but with like Duo Mobo, where it's like, have you had that?
I don't know if I've had it, but I've heard of it.
So basically, you have to have your phone to confirm that it's you logging into your school account.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, at that point, it's proof enough that pretty much everybody has a phone, otherwise they can't function at the university. I think one really important thing, although it's not necessarily in our major, we're not working on film stuff, we're still working alongside it, but I think because a lot of the heads are run by non-digital natives, people who grew up without technology. Don't understand how important social media is to marketing.
That is so true. And you see those things come up more and more, especially like the holidays. Like people really look forward to like April Fools, like especially I'm bringing that up because it just happened. Because like that's when all like the social media managers get to like be silly and creative and like promote like their brand in like a really silly way. And and that's what gets the most attention. And that's what some people don't realize, is like it really does make a difference when like you get to be creative and post like these things that can relate to this generation.
I just saw a merch come out, like the chicken legs. Have you heard of chicken legs? It's like a running clothes. They have like really cool running shorts and running tops, but they released a April Fool's ad for a 6'7" set.
No.
And then people begged them for it, so they finally released it. Like,
Right.
they released it.
Like they put it as a joke, but then everyone's like, that'd be kind of good if like that was real. And they're like, well, guess what? We can make it happen. Yeah, I mean, marketing works. Social media. I did social media for like that semester, and then after that, I think I worked as a production assistant. That kind of like overlooked some of the branches of the organization to make sure that things were running smoothly. And then after that, my senior year, I did the whole year as the general manager.
My gosh, moving up.
I know. I just like to be a bossy girl in the industry. I'm a manager, I'm an assistant director. I'm just keeping schedules, keeping time.
Was there a specific type of feature that you worked on the most?
Yeah. The feature genre that I work in the most is horror, which is my least favorite to watch.
Girl, me too.
It says the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, no, I know. I love it. Honestly, I don't know. The last year and a half, I've actually become such a chicken. Like, I even like sad movies and stuff, but like, I don't know. It's so weird. I can't watch horror movies without getting genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've actually watched The Blair Witch, so just watch, I'll sit down and like genuinely have to turn it off in the first minute. But like, it's not even like just horror movies, but like, if something sad happens, I think maybe it's because I genuinely have a family that cares about me now, or like that I can't.
No.
But like, I think like because I'm in a relationship and I have pets that depend on me, it's like my partner turned on the John Wick movies.
No.
You know what part I'm talking about? I had to make him literally leave I was like, okay, you have two choices. Either turn off the movie and put on Bluey or something so I don't absolutely
Bluey.
Or move to a different room because I cannot watch this.
No. And I refuse to, like, I know that happens. My grandma loves, shout out grandma, she loves, what is it? Keanu Reeves that's in it? Yeah, she loves Keanu Reeves, so she loves the John Wick movies. And she's like, we have to watch all of them, like, together, because the new one was coming out at that time. And I was like, Grandma, I cannot, like, I'm not going to, spoiler, I'm not going to watch that scene. I cannot do it. So, no, I have not. I can't.
No. I've been testing my limits, though, with, like, what productions that I worked on, because I found that I work with a lot of drama, and recently I tried comedy. Genuinely love doing it. However, it is one of the most difficult things.
Yeah.
Because one, you have to appeal to your target audience. And a lot of the target audience in college is your professor because they're the one grading it. So it's like, my professor is very hard to make laugh. So it's like, going into this project, it was just a 30-second promo that I wanted to just like kind of twist in a creative way.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I have to twist a lot of the assignments to fit creative filmmaking standards. So I wanted it to fit like a certain storyline, and then I wanted to try and challenge myself more by making it comedic. And I've never worked with comedy before. And so in the pre-production stage, I was genuinely like, is it even worth trying to build this, or should I just go with something safe? And it was fun, but it's definitely, any screenwriter and director and editor, any filmmaker knows the struggle, because a lot of the times when you have a vision and you're trying to create that, a lot of times it does not look like that when it comes out of it. You kind of have to like roll with the punches and like keep amending it. So it's like, comedy is a really hard thing to build, because you don't know whether it may sound funny on the page, but it doesn't always sound funny.
Yeah, it like doesn't land. Yeah, fully agree. Honestly, that's a lot of the reason why a lot of independent cinema is horror. It's really, really, really difficult to make a good comedy or a good rom-com. You have to have that chemistry between the actors, and also like from camera to on screen. It's very difficult to get it to to match and to actually land and work. So I would love to do more rom-coms and comedy. And that's why like people always ask me like, what do you wish you could do? I'm like, I would love to do those things, but it's so much harder. Like you really have to have the right cast and the right crew and the right writing. It is a lot more particular. And not to go off on a tangent, but that's also why I think that it's silly when people think that like those kinds of stories and movies are like more lowbrow or less deserving of like nominations for awards and things, because it's such a hard genre to get right. It looks easy, it looks fun, and it is if you have the right tools, but it is really, really difficult to get right compared to other genres like horror or psychological.
That's why I really do not like when people hate on like quote unquote low budget stuff.
Right.
Like Tubi, like that platform.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of like hate towards Tubi and like the stuff that is on there.
Mm-hmm.
But like people, I think it's really easy, especially for people who are not involved in the craft, to hate because they don't know what goes into it. And if they're not thinking about how much work goes into just the basic fundamentals of building a show or a movie, it's really easy to hate because you don't know what goes into it. So it's like, it's just, it rubs me the wrong way when people do that, because even like, sure, it's not a blockbuster movie, but it still has taken a lot of time just to film, just to write, and especially to edit.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of movies that deserve a lot more recognition than they get because of those things.
How did working as a PA help you understand set structure and workflow?
I was a PA for at least a year or two before I got more into the stuff that I'm doing now. I think I was in a really good place for it because I was I was ready and willing to learn and to participate in the ways that it needed, where there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn on set and with your peers. And I was very thankful to have a group of people who were ready and willing and patient with me, and patient enough to help me learn and to get me where I wanted to go. So working as a PA, I think I got the chance to like pick up on all the lingo and figure out all the roles and to figure out like what role I think I would be best in, or how they do that role the way that I would like to do that role, or how I would like to do it differently. Being a PA, it's a really great chance to observe and to learn, which I think a lot of people look down on PA work a lot, but it really is so important, especially when you're just getting started. Without PAs, like we wouldn't be able to do most of the things that we can do. And without being a PA first, I mean, you're just jumping into a job without any training. It's like if you were to go into, you got hired for a new job as a manager and you've never worked a day before in that field. Like you're going to be learning as you go, and it's going to be harder. Whereas like if you're being trained, you get the experience first and you get to learn from those above you. I think it's so important to be a PA, and I loved being a PA. I got to learn a whole bunch of new skills and meet new people. It just gave me a chance to really enjoy being on set and learn what I like to do and how I like to do it.
I also think that learning from the ground up and going through each and every roles, once you get to the top or higher positions, it helps you instruct those who are having current roles that you had in the past.
Yes.
Like being a manager and having been a PA, you're able to instruct and train and coach the PAs at the time. I think a lot of the time people forget that, and that's why we have so many untrained individuals.
Yeah, they're there. I love having PAs on set. They're so helpful. They're so kind. If I can treat somebody as a PA how I was treated when I first started, that would be the best way to go, because everyone treated me with so much kindness and the ability to like learn. They were not talking down to me, and they were genuinely trying to get me where I wanted to be. And that's how I'd like to treat PAs now, is that they're here to help, and they're more than likely not getting paid and doing a whole bunch of work. They're driving to get crafty. They're helping move all these things, and they are learning. And it is so important to treat them with as much kindness as you would hope to get if you were in that position, because it is really an important job that we overlook often.
Did you find yourself surrounded by more news-based content, or did you, at UWSP, did you guys have a decent amount of like creative filmmaking?
So when I first started there, I think it was more focused on news. We're in the same hallway as all the other student works, so there was also the radio station, and then also across the way was the news, like the actual like newspaper. So it kind of felt like for a little bit that we were trying to compete, which was not our goal. It's just a different form of media. It's a different medium, it's both very important. So I think my junior year or so is when we started to really focus on film. People were, at least the group of individuals that I was with at that time, we were very focused on film. We were all screenwriters. We were all we wanted to be involved in the filmmaking process. So my junior and senior year, we were very focused on creating short films written by students, created by students, acted in with students. We collaborated a lot with the acting department, which is how I met a lot of really great individuals I still like to work with today. But it did take some training to really figure it out. And the student films were not all good. They were not all good. I wouldn't share them, some of them, but it was really important for me to have that filming experience in college where I got to work with people and we all got to try things. Even if they weren't necessarily good, they were not Oscar winning, but we got to experience what a set might be like, or maybe things that we would never do on set again. But we did focus on film the last few years that I was there, which I really enjoyed.
Do you feel like working there opened doors for you as a film student than if you didn't work there?
I think so, at least with my professors and one of my peers, Florence Anderson, shout out Florence. They were the general manager before I was, and they really helped bring me into the film world. They were one that was very outspoken and trying really hard to get their foot through the door. They did a lot of outside work from outside of school that they were kind enough to bring me into. So through, Point of Studios and all that, I was lucky enough to be brought onto the 48-hour team that I still work with today. That I've met so many wonderful people who have worked in LA and Chicago on film sets, and those people have taught me so much, and they're so kind. And I'm really, really glad that I joined the media department so that I could have those opportunities. You never really know until you talk to people, and you just find out, I'm really, really grateful for it.
I think that's another, it goes right back to working with such a great big group of people, is because they have different experiences and different opinions, and you can learn a lot just from talking to people.
Yeah, and you don't really realize that until you start to make those connections, and you really start to value making connections. I don't like to say networking, but just making connections with people and listening to them and talking with them. Everyone's people. We all just want to make art together.
For those who are unfamiliar, how would you define the role of an assistant director?
As an assistant director, I would say that my main focus would be, I do a lot of pre-production planning. We do a lot of scheduling. Typically, I'm working with the director most and the cinematographer second most, probably. I'm working with their shot lists and working with their, everybody's schedules to plan out how this movie is going to be made, how long the days are going to be, how many scenes we have to shoot, working with costumers to figure out, does everybody have their costumes for the day? Does everybody have their props for the day? What set designs do we have to have set up? What can we do in advance? It's a lot of organization, it's a lot of time management. On set, I'm keeping track of all the scenes that we've done, what's coming up, how can we get these things running smoother, faster? Do we have to drop any scenes, any shots because we ran out of time? Or how can we not run out of time? It's a lot of managing other people and everyone's schedules to make sure that this film can be made.
How has your experience been balancing logistics, time management, and your communication on set? Because it is a big part of keeping a production running. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love working with a big group of people, is because there is always something to do, and this is such an important role. So what was your system balancing all of it?
I don't want to say it's a tough job. It's a job that I love to do, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. But it is a lot of balancing. It's a lot of balancing just everything, not just one or two things. It's everything, everybody. I have the pleasure of balancing everybody and not managing, but just keeping things efficient and making sure that they can do their jobs to the best of their ability. So I always love to communicate with people beforehand. I make it very clear with them, like, this is how I want it to go for you. I want to make sure that you can make your art, and this is how I'm going to be able to do it. So communication before anything even happens is really, really great. I communicate with everybody before we start the project because I have to get everyone's schedules, everything. So it is really nice in that way that I can communicate with all of these different people, so I can help balance out everything that they need, everything that I need from them. But it's still a challenge every day that I'm learning, is that balancing is really hard. Anyone who's watching on YouTube, here's my cat Gemma. She's made an appearance here today. She's going to probably sit on my lap for the rest of the day.
Rori's Room is written and produced by myself, Rori Nicole, and you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. Theme songs and background music were produced by TJ Borkenhagen. You can follow Rori's Room on Instagram, @Rori's Room, and follow me at itsrory_x for updates on the show and a few more glimpses into life behind the mic. The goal of this show is to share my story and the stories of others in a way that makes people feel a little less alone. The next episode will be on May 17th, 2026, where we will be wrapping up our conversation with screenwriter and filmmaker Adam Smith. Tune in the following week, May 24th, for the final part of Aminee's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you all next time in Rori's Room.